Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the High Level Release Radar, where we recap all the new releases from the week. We're in the week of August 19th to the 23rd, end of summer, Ryan. Bittersweet for you and your household as well?
Yes, very bittersweet. Very bittersweet, but happy to have the kids in school.
That's right. Our third and youngest is heading to school for the first year, and I couldn't be more thrilled. It's going to be fantastic, assuming they keep them. All right, let me share us into the group here, and we'll be ready to rock. All right, post. And we should be live in all the places. So as always, if you can see us and you can hear us, please say hello in the comments. We love to see your names and your faces and your avatars and your comments pop up in the feed. Ryan, I feel like it was an awesome week. It's crazy for me to be at the size we are with everything we've accomplished and still feel like we're really just getting started. Like, there were so many awesome conversations this week about what's to come.
Yes, a lot of great conversations on our end too, especially in the town halls. So some were not as pleasant as others, but all the feedback that we're always talking to customers about is what makes everything better, and I love it for that.
That's right. What's the saying that like friction produces diamonds or something? There's got to be a thing in there somewhere, right?
There's a Steve Jobs video about it too, but yeah, go ahead and look it up.
Fantastic. All right, well let's hop into this week's releases and check out what went live. First up, we got blogs got Canonical support for category and author. This is great, pretty important in the SEO side of things. You want to elaborate on this one at all?
I was hoping you would, because these ones always confuse me, but I'll give it a shot. So here it is.
We can do it together.
The idea is that you don't want to have a lot of sites will have like duplicate contacts, or I should say content in different pages. So like an example would be like an e-com page. They might be featuring an item with a different filter, with a different URL, but it's the same item somewhere else. So you want to give search engines essentially a tag. That's what this is in the header to say, this is the place to go if you're looking for hats. It's this website.com/hats. And the same thing can be true for any kind of thing that you're blogging about. In this instance, that you want to have a thing that you're telling the search engines, this is the place you want to go, so it doesn't confuse them, and it helps your rank for SEO as well.
Yeah, and it's been a while since I've been in the SEO game. But to me, when I think of canonical links, it's basically, like you said, you're telling search engines, hey, this page is really just a replicate of this other page, or I want any benefits that you're giving me from this page or this category of pages to flow to this other page, because that's really the main page for this topic. So if you know what canonical links are, you're excited that they're in blogs now. We don't need to go any further than that, but nice update in the blog world of things. Next up, Conversation AI got an update, live chat channel in workflow action, which is awesome. Basically, Conversation AI just rolling into another channel.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you haven't messed with this, it's an action within workflows, just to be clear, not the settings, so to speak, in the auto mode. So if you're building out workflows and you're using Conversation AI for that, you've now got live chat support as a channel.
And there's only one missing, right? WhatsApp is the next one to come. And
I believe so, yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Sweet. All right, next up, Affiliate Manager. You can now auto-track affiliates in workflow actions.
Yep. So this is essentially just a setting within that workflow action there, and you can now choose to automatically track affiliates that are coming through there. So just kind of, taking what would have been a separate automation or maybe a manual action and making it automatic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Affiliate Manager, more and more robust. And again, I feel like it's always wise to point out, when we think of marketing, it's capture, nurture, close, evangelize, reactivate. That evangelism piece is often overlooked by businesses. You need to focus on how to turn one customer into many. Affiliate programs are an incredible way to do that, and you can manage the whole thing in HighLevel now. If you haven't played with it, highly encourage that you check it out. Next up, Chat Widget. We can now edit agency branding, title, copy. Oh, this is like Power By, right?
Yeah, exactly. So just more options to edit what it says there in the chat widget. Love seeing the customization and the ability to do so.
Totally. I mean, this is a small but mighty feature, right? You can basically control the label at the bottom of the widget, which is branding for your white labeled agency, right? All of your clients that have the widget can say powered by or whatever you want to say, and then it links back to whatever your landing page or sales page is. So nice little update. That one was a request from the community. It got knocked out. So if you were waiting on that, today's your day. Forms got an update. We now have recurring product support in Forms. Another pretty
So
big
you
one.
can. This has been asked for a while. I've heard it on a couple town halls. It is now live. So if you've got recurring products, you can put them into. This is a subscription, but if you've got a recurring product, it's now supported within the Forms product element or sell products element, I think it's called.
I love all this. I feel like there are so many ways now to sell what you want to sell, right? You could do two-step order forms in a funnel. If you don't want to have to build a funnel, you can do everything right in Forms. And so we also have those checkout links. And there's just a million ways to sell stuff now in HighLevel. You've got flexibility everywhere you look. So I love to see this. I feel like this is sort of rounding it out. I don't think there's anything else, any other sort of
Forms has
options.
definitely become the go-to play. Like if you're just starting out and you're wanting to get something sold, like this is the way to do it. Forget, all the funnel stuff. You can do that, but this just gets it out in the world. And a lot of times it's all you need to get started. So
Quick and easy. Yeah, it's sort of the Gumroad model, which I love. Quick and easy, get to selling, and then you can build from there. All right, Conversation AI got an update. You can audit, review, and edit crawled website data. This is pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, within Conversation AI, you can put in your URL. You can have it crawl every page that's at that domain, or you can pick specific pages, and then you can go into the specific links and see, okay, yeah, I want it to pull this page and this page. Maybe you don't want it to learn about your privacy policy, for example, and maybe that's not relevant for how you're using it. So you can select the pages that you want, but then now you can also go in and look at the text that the bot's getting trained on, edit it as you like, and hit submit, and then it's only going to know that. So it's a nice way to be able to really refine what the bot is learning. As we always say in technology, garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't have good data there, you're probably not going to get a response. And this is a way to control that.
Absolutely. AI continues to become more and more robust. Some really, really exciting internal conversations going on around AI and where this is going to go. It's just going to get better and better from a multitude of angles. So awesome update. We're seeing some love in the comments here. Gilbert, hello to you as well, sir. Hope you're having a great Friday. Jose Luis is asking, when are we going to release quiz funnels and IDX? Quizzes are in the works. I think we teased that in an earlier episode, so you should see that roll out pretty soon. IDX, my bet is that somebody's already built an integration in the marketplace. So I would check out marketplace.gohello.com and see if that's not already available to you. All right, let's check out the next release. Prospecting tool ad support. This is pretty cool. What would this tell you about a business, Ryan, if you can see if they're running Google ads or not?
I would say that they're a little bit more sophisticated than the average business. But there's lots of different points of leverage there too, right? So maybe you now know if they're running Google ads or not. So obviously you're not going to pitch them on that, but it's also an advantage, or it's also something that you could loop into the ad manager and say like, wow, actually we can manage all that in one place. So you're not having to go a bunch of different places. Now, of course, Google ads are not yet supported in the ad manager, but they are coming. So a little bit of foreshadowing there. I don't know how you'd use it, but that's my take.
Absolutely. I think, I always, especially if I'm talking to a marketer who's just getting started, encourage that you shy away from startup businesses, and being able to see that a business is paying to run ads, whether it's Google or Facebook, that's an indication that they're not in startup mode, right? They have an ad budget that they're already spending, and I can come in and help them spend that better or get better results from the ads that they're already running through nurture automation and all the awesome things that we can do in HighLevel. So I think this is really great intel. And as Ryan mentioned, you're going to see more and more of this in the report in short order. So that report is getting really robust, really sort of a secret weapon ace up your sleeve when it comes to prospecting. So excited to see all that unfold. And this is sort of the first one. So great work to the prospecting tool team. Next up, conversations. We can save draft messages now.
Yeah.
Andy?
So this is I think a lot more to come on this type of functionality, but it automatically will save. Now this is a labs feature, so if you're like me and we're hunting around for it for about 15 minutes trying to show it off, it's in labs. You got to go turn that on for the next several days. But it automatically saves whatever you're typing into the conversation, into the database. So even if you close the window, it'll still come back to the same place. Really nice little functionality there to avoid, as I'm sure many of you have experienced, the issue where you hit back and you lose an entire thing that you've written.
Yeah, just a nice little quality of life feature there. I think you're going to see a lot more of this type of stuff over the next couple of quarters where, auto saving. What's the other one that everyone? Yeah, auto saving as you go. States, remembering the state that you had it in when you leave and come back. So all this stuff is just really nice quality of life updates here.
Mm-hmm.
Template library. You can now manage categories, types, and tags.
Yep. So when you're going into the template library and you're looking at, whether it's websites or emails or what have you, they're all organized differently. So you've got categories, you've got tags and types and all this kind of thing. So now you'll have the ability to have one place where you can edit all that stuff, turn them on and off, and all that. So makes it a lot easier to manage what the clients are actually seeing and what tags and things are actually available to them, so that it's relevant to the type of business that you're running and theirs.
Love it. Definitely more granular control. You're going to see more and more of that as well. I just saw a question pop up from Andrew in regard to the last slide. Will the draft messages be to mobile app? Great question. I screenshotted it. I just posted for the team. So if they're not working on it already, I'm sure they'll start. Mobile team are straight up ninjas. They knock stuff out really quickly. So I would assume it's a safe bet to assume that it'll be in mobile app in the near future.
Yep.
All right. On to our next update. Payments. Oh, I love this one. You can add cards on file for contacts, meaning like in the contact record, we can go ahead and add a card there. Ryan, I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of past experiences where this would have been quite handy.
Yeah. Not having to go into Stripe or whatever payment processor and like find the card, send them a link. This makes it so much easier to be on one panel there.
And this screenshot is a nice, brings to mind a nice did you know? Did you know that you can run a charge for a contact right from their contact record if they have a card on file? So, if they've paid you, the card's on file, or now you could add a card right here if you're like taking over the phone or something like that. But you also have the ability to run a charge. So, there's a million different circumstances where a business just needs to run a charge for something that they just did. And you can do that right on the contact record. So hopefully you knew that already. If not, go check it out. Very handy little feature there. Documents and contracts got activity tracking this week, which is a pretty big one, I would say, Ryan.
Yeah, huge to be able to see exactly what's happening. This is kind of how you get to it. It's right in the view history under the documents and contracts section under payments. And then on the next slide, you'll see sort of a breakdown of what you'll see there. So you can see when they viewed it, when they completed it, accepted it, and so forth. Gives a lot of auditability to the entire process of when somebody actually did something and not having to kind of guess or ask them if they viewed it yet. You can just see it right there.
Love it. Yeah, this is critical, right? We need to see where in the process everything is at. And now you've got that view, which is awesome. I saw some folks asking for triggers for all that stuff. So I'm sure that that's in the works as well. But yeah, the document, we had a lot of excitement. We were just at an MSP show last week and a lot of excitement around documents, right? Pretty much every business has some sort of need with documents, and the ability to be that white label provider of that software. People are seeing a lot of value there. And this product is so mature now, basically at parity with the DocuSigns, the PandaDocs of the world. And so they're going to continue rounding out those edges that are left. And I think this was a big one. It looks like Jake's got a question about our previous slide here. Can we send them a link to update their card in the system? The answer to that is yes, right? Not from the contact record, but you can do that on the billing page, right?
Yes. Yeah, there definitely is that ability.
So check that out, Jake, if you haven't. Just head to the billing tab there. All right, next update is a very nice one. E-commerce, you can now manage your inventory. So this was a big one that was on the list, tons of votes. Hopefully, you can build e-com stores in HighLevel, and now you can manage inventory there. It's got its own dedicated tab, just like Shopify, where you can go manage the quantity of all your products in there. And then I'm sure next will come the ability to do this via API and all of that. But this is the big first step. You can now go in and manage inventory.
Yep. We will be using this extensively at Summit. So
that's all right. Affiliate Manager got another update. You can now do pay per lead campaign model. Took me a second to understand the details of this one. Are you up to speed on this one?
Yeah. This one really excites me, to be honest, because I think that there's a lot of really cool applications for paying affiliates for actually producing results. And that result is, in this case, would be more tied to like maybe it's a higher ticket item, or like you just want people to book, a teeth whitening or something like that. So this is supported for form surveys and calendars only. So if they book a calendar appointment, if they fill out a survey or a form or whatever it happens to be, you can then choose to pay in that specific campaign, pay them per lead. Maybe you're going to pay them $10 if they actually book, and there are tiers to it too. So you can still do the tiering system. So pretty nice functionality that they built in. And then, of course, when you get to the campaign overview page, it will show which ones came in as a lead and tally everything up in that manner.
That's nice. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you could basically say, hey, I'm going to pay you X amount for every lead you generate for me, and then Y amount for every sale that actually comes from that lead. Awesome. Again, Affiliate Manager is becoming more and more robust. I saw a question here from Artificial Grass Marketing. It's a big industry, by the way. I've seen more and more people talking about that.
Huge.
Troy Scott, the update on docs are the missing link. Any plans to track back deposits? Oh, that sounds pretty. I don't know the answer to that one.
We're not as smart as you think we are.
So I'm going to dodge that one. Why don't you? I would hop on with support or shoot us an email and we can dig into that one for you as well.
Yeah.
All right. Next update: business profile settings, business category. Okay, this is really important for a lot of reasons here. This is sort of like a retro cleanup. You want to expand on this one?
Yeah. So for context, there's a setting within the settings of the sub account, and then the business profile settings. And one of those fields is the business niche that you're in. We mapped that to what I think we use Google for that, and there's like 5,000 or something different niches. They get real specific, and that's like a huge list to go through. So we broke it out into categories and said, okay, here's creative services here, and then it'll filter all the niches that are related to creative services. So it makes it easier to find, but it also gives us better data on like, okay, like what type of business is this really? Like what category are they in? And that can help us, tailor the experience and make it better along down the line that would be specific to that type of business.
Absolutely. There's not too much set in stone or public knowledge around this yet, but you can envision what we at HighLevel could do with better data about knowing the industry, the niche that your sub accounts are in, right? And so it's just going to create benefits for affiliates that are, signing people up to HighLevel, for agencies managing their clients. Imagine the app sort of being able to shift into different industry modes as a possibility in the future. But that all starts with this and getting better data. So this is a really nice update. Really happy to see that go live. We got a shout out from Artificial Grass. Thanks, guys. I meant to pull up this comment from Dreams API. Nice to catch you guys live. It's always great when folks are able to catch us live and say hello. So thanks for the shout out there. Let's check out our next update. Prospecting tool, widget submission, email notification. First, let's recap what the widget is, Ryan.
Yeah. So if you have the premium plan for the prospecting tool, you get the ability to embed a widget on your website. It's essentially a lead magnet. It's going to say something like, "Hey, get a free report on your business." They submit their information, they get the marketing audit report, and you get a notification that they filled it out now. And as you can imagine, there'll be more and more things that we can bring into this because it really is a great lead magnet if you're doing online marketing, to be able to give something to somebody for free. And then you can have a follow up conversation about the results of that survey and that report, so that you can offer them things that are relevant to them.
Love it. Now you get notified. Again, really excited about all the updates rolling out for the prospecting tool. It's just going to make it easier and easier to land clients. Dave, I see your comment there. I'm passing it along. Not sure if I'm tagging the right folks, but this is from the release radar.
Live direct.
That's right, Dave. Don't want to make you think I'm skipping your comment there, but I'm definitely passing it on. All right, our next update, Social Planner. This is sweet. Got a new upgraded UI, and it does look nice indeed.
Yeah, I actually put speaker notes in here because there's like a lot of stuff to mention. Tons of things got updated. So in the planner view, you can now check content within a specific date range and time range. You can also filter by content type, status, approval status, created by, all these kinds of things. The planner view now has a list view as well as the calendar view. Both of those look really, really good. The calendar view got updated from what it was previously. In the planner view, you can preview posts now without going to the post composer view, which is kind of annoying. So they fixed that.
Mm-hmm.
A nice slide out for that stuff. You can view stats on recently posted posts, or recently published posts, I should say. And then in the content view, users can now manage the following. So view CSV content, adjust recurring settings, update review settings. I mean, there's a huge list of stuff here. So if you haven't used Social Planner or you thought it was a little bit clunky before, go check this out because it's insanely great. The updates that they brought here. And as always, they will continue to get better. There's a couple upcoming things that we can kind of tease, which is the post composer is going to be upgraded as well with the new UI, better preview and more capabilities there. And then it will also allow, this is a big one. The next kind of thing is that we're going to allow multiple video formats for things like TikTok and Facebook and YouTube all in one place. So before they have all these different requirements, you have to make different posts. This is going to streamline that whole process, which I think will shave off a huge rough edge.
That's I just sort of snapped back at somebody in the community who was complaining about that because I thought you could already do that, but that makes sense. So you can't basically make a vertical video and then post it to TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook all at the same time. So my apologies to you, sir. But it sounds like the team is working on that, and that'll be out shortly. I am so excited about Social Planner. As you know, one of my favorite upcoming releases that'll be out before the end of the year is right now you can schedule content to repeat or recycle. Soon you'll be able to schedule buckets to recycle. So, hey, every Tuesday at 2, I want you to grab one of my pieces of content about nutrition and post it. And it'll randomly select one from that category. So I think that this product alone, that you could build such a great business just going out and reselling Social Planner. You mentioned a good point. If you've been waiting on it to mature, go check it out. I actually just saw an interesting stat in some of our user metrics this morning that the Social Planner per account, per sub account, is one of the most highly used features already. So, which was kind of shocking because that's one of the newer sort of main core areas of the app, I would say. So if you've been waiting, check it out. It's being used by tons of high levelers already. It just got a massive update with this UI revamp. It's really a pleasure to use. So check it out. Massive value there. Ecom got another update. We've got, this is actually fantastic. So there's now Shippo integration, right? So walk us through what that means, Ryan.
Yeah. So the big thing here is that Shippo can do the automatic fulfillment, but the big thing is to have live shipping rates.
Hmm.
And so you essentially this is going to be like a marketplace app that you configure. Well, actually, I take that back. It's not a marketplace app, as far as I know. But you go to your Shippo account, you grab the API, you connect it with HighLevel, and then based on all the settings you've got in your Shippo account, it will do live calculations for the shipping rates, like I'm sure you've seen on any number of big e-com stores that tell you like enter in your zip code and then it tells you what the shipping's going to be. So big update for that. And there's a couple other screenshots here of just what that looks like in the settings and so forth. But you can set up different zones for different countries and so forth. Really great update for the ecom folks. I know a lot of people have been waiting on Shippo integration.
Yeah, and I just confirmed it is native. So when you go to settings integrations, you'll see it
Cool.
there along with Printful. Um, is Slack now a native integration? I feel like that's the first time.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, I must have missed that one. Check out the integrations tab. There's a lot of awesome native integrations in there. And now Shippo is one of them. Super excited about this one. I think most people that are doing a lot of e-com use Shippo, and that's why that was the integration of choice that was requested. So now the live shipping rates are in there, inventory management's in there. I think those were like the two big boxes that a lot of folks were waiting on that got checked this week. So massive week for the e-com side of HighLevel. This next update is, I don't know why, but I just feel like it's so massive.
Yeah, it is.
You can now create QR codes inside of HighLevel. And I don't think it's that big of a deal, but at the same time, it's such a big deal. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I really do. Having generated lots of QR codes in my life, this is quite possibly one of the easiest, simplest ways to do it. And the best part is two big things. One, it's dynamic. So if you change the URL that it's pointing to, it's still going to work. So if you printed off a bunch of signs and made a mistake, no big deal. You can just correct the URL in the system. And the second point is that you've got all the analytics and tracking of number of scans and all that kind of stuff overlaid, right in the analytics sections for the websites as well. So really love the execution here. I think there might be a couple little places we're going to polish, but all in all, like all the types of customization and stuff that you'd want to have with it, it's ready to go. V1 is a really nice looking skateboard. So love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think we went way beyond the skateboard here as far as all, like you said, the design capabilities. They can be circular, they can be square, you can change all the colors, you can add a logo. The fact that you can change the redirect after the fact, like you mentioned, I think is absolutely huge. One question I had here that I think is a common question I'm seeing is, can it trigger workflows? The answer is no, right? Because how could it? You're basically somebody who's not in your database yet is going to point their phone at it, scan it, and it's going to take them to a link. I don't see how the system could know who that person is until they've filled out a form or something to share their information. That being said, I saw an amazing tutorial from Pat in the community, I believe, that reached out to him. Pat, if you're seeing this, hit me up, because I don't want to steal your thunder, but I will if I don't hear from you soon, with our own sort of tutorial. But basically, there's a service out there that you can dynamically spin up QRs on the fly that incorporates through URL parameters high-level information, so that you can basically have it scan, take you to a form that's filled out with the person's information, hit submit, and then trigger workflows. So look for that tutorial, Mark, in the future, because it's an incredibly powerful way to do things, and will probably make it even easier for you with our own mobile app in the near future. Hint, hint, tease, tease. I think, Ryan, that this QR builder is going to be so frequently used that the team is going to quickly have to add things like, searchability, because there's going to be so many different QR codes in there. I predict it'll go to a list view because there'll be so many QRs in there. So it's going to be fun to see how this unfolds. But I think massively nice little feature in there, and it looks beautiful. So go check out the new QR builder. You've got analytics here. Great little GIF, Ryan. The whole thing just was so well executed. I'm ecstatic, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
Next up, payments. You can now add late fees for invoices. Oh, everybody hates to receive them, but when you're the sender, it's nice to have.
I kind of cringed when I put this together. I was like, I don't like this feature. I don't know why, but it is possible now. So if you got clients that you got to keep on top of, there's your late fee setting.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah.
Hold them to it. Conversation AI got another update. Snapshot. Oh, this is awesome. So your training now goes into snapshots, which is incredible, right? Because again, another benefit of working within a niche, you could build a bot for that niche and just clone that training and not have to go copy and paste it back in. Pretty massive.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the next slide, in case you haven't used this before, this is kind of where you'd set everything up before you created your snapshot. It's going to be the web crawler and the Q&A section that's going to have that's what it's pulling in.
Love it.
Yeah.
Some other enhancements that rolled out this week. Email. You can now allow up to 5 reply to addresses in the global settings, which is pretty cool. I saw a lot of people throwing love for that. And then, oh, this one's pretty cool. Media storage. You can now drop a zip file in there, which I thought was pretty fancy.
Not a zip drive, in case you're old enough to know what that is. But yeah, zip drive or zip file support is now there for the media storage.
Yeah, pretty nice, pretty convenient. All right, it's that time where we get to talk about the mind reading upcoming releases. Oh, interesting, Ryan. I had a sneak peek at what Ryan chose for this week, and they are fantastic, although they are not the one that I sent him as a suggestion. Yeah. And what's funny is we got a comment about the one I was suggesting. Is it going to be possible to edit?
This is like when my old boss used to say, "This is going to be reflective in your pay." I did drop the ball on that one, but
no worries. Maybe we'll include it next week, or maybe we could just screen share it, and I'll actually let's do that. So, okay. Alex, is it going to be possible to edit the prospecting report? For example, to skip, switch listing reports, beneficial for Europeans, or just translate the whole prospecting audit? Yes, and I'll show you that in just a second. Let's check out Ryan's picks, and then we'll switch the screen share and show you what it's actually going to look like, because it's pretty cool. All right, to Ryan's credit, this is pretty freaking awesome. You are now going to have sticky notes in workflows. Why the heck would you want a sticky note, Ryan?
Well, I mean, if you use Miro or some of the more complicated like workflow design type software, this is probably not for you. But this brings the basic functionality of trying to plan out what a workflow is going to do and make notes about it and do some brainstorming around it in one place and overlays it right on the workflow. With this, we're also going to have like a side panel of notes. And then each action, which of course you can do now, it's going to be a little bit more prominent if there's a comment on each action explaining more about what that action is doing. So if you got multiple people coming in, you can just have them go there, read the notes, and know exactly what's happening. And they don't need to know anything about workflows or what actions do, because it'll all be noted there.
Love it. That looks awesome. Definitely very convenient. I know this... I believe it has a lot of votes on the ideas board, and I can't remember when we were talking about it, but people were going nuts over it. So that's going to be a highly celebrated release. And Ryan's next pick is also very, very cool. The photo gallery element is coming to the funnel and website builder, and look how awesome this is. We've got the masonry grids, slider view, column view, strips, all these sort of actions. This one's going to be great.
Yeah, this was the mind reading part of it, because I've been wanting this for a long time myself, and I'm so happy to see where they're coming with this as well.
So the one thing that's not in this, or one of the things that we don't see in this GIF, is also it's going to have the option, obviously, to open everything up in a lightbox, right? So you see the grid on the site, and then you can click the image, and it pops up, and you've got optionality of like, what it looks like in there. Are there arrows or dots, all that kind of cool stuff. That's going to be fantastic. Okay, so let me switch to screen share real quick and we can tease this other one. I hope we don't get in trouble for this. I feel like Sean was busting our stones the other day for teasing some things that we weren't supposed to be. But let's...
Oopsie-daisies.
This is too cool to not show. All right, so let me grab screen share window. I think this is it. No, that's not it. Where's my Slack? All right, we'll just do entire screen and let me move this over here. Okay. Okay, check this out. So will you be able to edit the marketing report from prospecting tool? Absolutely. This looks so good, right? We could check and uncheck the things that we want and don't want in our report, which is something I have been begging for so long, because if you don't do SEO and it's in the report, you're going to have prospects asking you to help them with their SEO and you don't know how to do that, right? So you're going to be able to uncheck that and it won't be in the report. And check this out. I've got a bunch of other screenshots of how cool this looks. You've got this section where it's going to analyze scripts that are on the site. So again, we're going to know if they're running ads, if they're set up to track things, which is very useful. More granular stuff about their Google business profile, which if you work in local SEO, you know that things like Google Photos play a big part in what gets shown in the rankings, in addition to reviews and all that kind of stuff. And then two more screenshots here. We've got more SEO functionality, actually sort of rank tracking going on there. And then keyword tracking, which is awesome. And then this one I thought was like, what? I don't even know if this is really, I don't know if this is theoretical or if this is actually going to roll out, but social, it's going to go scan their social profiles and see what's going on, which if you're selling social services would be absolutely massive, right? To be able to go and say, hey, look, I know that you're not active on social. You need to change that. We should work together. And so again, the fact that it's already in design stage tells me that it's pretty far along the way. And that prospecting tool is just getting more valuable by the day. A couple of quick questions before we get out of here. Mark, I hope Mega Menu is coming soon. We teased that last week, a few weeks ago. Yeah. Looking very good. And I get this question all the time. What camera am I using? It's a Sony a7 II, which doesn't really matter. It's the lens that matters. It's a 50mm prime lens. It makes this cool, super blurry effect there. So yeah, check that out if you're into doing video stuff. And I think that's it, Ryan. We made it. It's time to head into the weekend, yeah?
Yes, sir. Bottoms up and stay safe out there. We'll see you next week.
See you all.